have an absolutely impractical, unrelated question.
Okay, go on.
I'm someone who loves getting my nails done.
Okay, yeah.
And everyone always shits on me and says, how do you do anything?
How do you do anything?
How do you do
I
blah, blah,
know.
blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, I can't flush a toilet. Fine. But you know, I do it with my knuckles. Exactly. We make compromises. But I just want to say that you work with your hands a lot.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Correct?
Yes.
And
it's fine.
You're fine.
Yeah.
So your name is Penelope.
It is. Hi.
And your brand is called Penelope.
It's not. It's called Moma Hilo.
Which stands for?
So Moma Hilo stands for 4 different women's names in my family.
And that's M-O...
M-A-H-I-L-O.
L-O. I'm going to put that on the screen here.
Lovely.
And what are the names and who are these women?
They are Molly, Margaret, Hilda and Louise. Molly was my step-grandma who was like super creative and is probably the reason why I got into fashion really in the first place. Margaret was my grandma who I learnt about through a suitcase of clothing, which I'm sure we'll talk about at some point later. Hilda was my nana who loved community and like bringing everyone together to just have a bit of a giggle. And then Louise is my mum.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's so fun.
It's nice. It feels like everything I do with the brand is kind of rooted in those women, which is really lovely.
And have you ever thought about changing your name to Moma Hilo?
Maybe I should.
It has a pretty good ring to it.
It does, doesn't it? It does. Maybe if I ever have any spawn, that could be their names.
Okay, from the way you said spawn, I don't think you're
right.
having kids anytime soon.
Yeah.
But were any of these women into fashion?
Yes. So my grandma, the one that I didn't really get to know, she apparently was really into fashion. My grandma passed away when I was 3 months old, so I didn't get to know her. But my mum has this suitcase of my grandma's clothes. As a kid, like, would always show me these like items of clothing. And my mum would be like, oh, she wore this suit like to their wedding. And then she'd show me the pictures that go with it. And there's like so much like memory for my mum in these clothing items.
Yeah.
And I just feel like we don't really have that anymore, which is kind of the reason why I started Moma Hilo, because I wanted to reconnect people to their clothing that they wear again. I feel like we need to get back to that point where like, oh, you buy a jacket or a piece of clothing because you love how it's been made and you love the story behind it and you want to build stories with that piece.
Definitely. We inject so much meaning that we don't even realize into the things that we own.
Yeah, for sure.
And so when we are separate from the things that we own, we actually lose touch with reality a little bit. You learned so much about your grandmother who you never knew through the clothes that she owned.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I would really I'd love looking, like my mum would be like, oh, she wore this suit like to their wedding. And then she'd show me the pictures that go with it. And you like build this like bond with a person that I didn't know. So if someone buys a blazer from Moma Hilo, they will like treasure that piece and they'll build stories with that piece, and then that goes on to live a lovely life and then one day gets passed on in the future
to their spawn.
Yeah. And then on the back of it is where it has this cinched waist.
So from your grandmother's clothes,
yeah,
what kind of person do you think she was?
One thing I know is that she had a lot of struggle in her life, and she looked for clothing that brought her happiness. You know, she'd have like a blazer with a matching skirt, and she'd have like proper like suit sets that would make her feel powerful, because she was suffering with cancer for a lot of her life, so she didn't probably feel physically like powerful. So I think she really like sought that through her clothing, and I think that is something I've learned about her through that, but also something that I hope people feel when, like, I think that's really important when I'm designing, is to think like, how's this person going to feel when they wear the clothing?
Yeah.
Which is another reason why lots of the Moma Hilo clothes are made to be adjustable for like a number of reasons, because I want them people to feel powerful and comfortable in the clothing that they wear, but also because I want those pieces to be able to be passed on. I have my grandma's clothes and I can't wear them because she had the tiniest waist.
Yeah.
And I would love to wear these pieces. They're like beautiful. And I'm sure like, I think this is probably like my way of utilising them and bringing them forward into the future, like doing this brand.
I really appreciate adjustability.
Yeah,
I think
same.
Especially as I get older.
Yeah.
I'm just like, my ability to be uncomfortable, or my tolerance for discomfort has gone down the drain.
Yeah, for sure.
Just, London and their small plates. I'm like, after a certain point, I've had 20 plates and I need to like unbutton my pants, like,
why can't we? It's
why can't we?
I think it's like 62% of women experience bloating during their cycle every month. 62%. And yet there's so many clothes that are just designed in one size, and you're like, where's no one's listening? Like, I always shit on fast fashion on this show, but I understand that for some people they're not able to afford, oh, I need a nice going out dress, and I need work clothes, and then I'm going to change my job, and so I don't want to villainize the consumer necessarily, but it's also really hard to buy things when you're like, I don't know
if my size is going to change, and if you want to invest in a beautiful dress or beautiful jacket, they should be made sustainably, not just materials wise, but like for the person who's going to change, who's wearing them for a long time. Simple, quiet, but dangerous.
Yeah.
And then also sexy.
Yeah. Ta-da! I think I just wanted to create shapes on the body.
Yeah.
So that it's like less about the body that's wearing it. It's more about creating this like interesting silhouette.
I've seen on social media that you talk a lot about the process
of
designing.
Love the process.
So like talk me through the process.
Yeah. So I knew that I've always loved factories. I just love seeing how something is made. It just really is fab. So I knew that when I started something, I wanted that to be at the forefront. Like, I sit and design the pieces, but I needed to champion the people that make them because it's amazing.
Yeah.
And I knew that I wanted to work in London because I think the bit that's missing when you buy a piece of clothing is knowing how it's made. And so by working in London with London factories, I get to go and show the customer the journey of their piece being made. So every piece of Moma Hilo is made to order, and when I get an order, I take it to the factory, they produce the item, and I sort of document that journey and make sure that the customer is involved in that process. And then when they get their piece, there's like so much more meaning behind it already before they've even started their story with it. All the fabrics are dead stock fabrics, so that's leftover fabrics from the industry, and they're also sourced in London.
Who do you think is a Moma Hilo customer?
I'd like to think that I am catering for a woman throughout her life. So I think there's different pools of people, and I think it's really important to me that different ages are shown wearing the brand. I recently did a community shoot where I invited people that follow Moma Hilo on like Instagram and social media and stuff to come along and bring women that mean something to them. We photographed them with their loved ones in Moma Hilo, and it was amazing because you then had women of all these different ages and all these different relationships like being photographed in the clothing, and it was the most moving day. It was definitely the best day of having the brand so far. Like, I
love that. Like, have you ever done a photo shoot with you and your mum?
No, but actually my brother did take a cute picture of us wearing Moma Hilo once, which is nice. But yeah, I need to get her to the next one. She doesn't live in London, she lives in the Midlands, so I need to get her down for a photo shoot.
Whereabouts?
No, West Midlands.
I'm from East Midlands.
Oh, yeah.
Singapore.
Oh. Yeah.
Like super east. Like
super east.
It's like a small town. I don't know if you've heard of it. Do you mind if I take my clothes off?
No, that's fine.
Shot 3, take 1.
Ta-da!
Nice.
I love this. Oh my gosh! Wow. These pants. They were like barrel leg before barrel leg.
Yeah.
This is so good.
It looks great on you.
I also feel as comfortable as, I would be in pajamas.
Yeah.
Like,
that's the goal, isn't it?
It's so comfy.
To always feel like you're in pajamas.
Exactly.
Perfect. These buttons are reclaimed ceramic buttons that I found from a woman in Shropshire, which is near where my parents live. She does like these market stands, and she sells loads of like jewellery and bits and bobs that she makes from glass and ceramics that she finds on the seafront, on the seashore. And she had this little pot full of these buttons, and I was just like, this is amazing, I need those. And I just really wanted them because they contrast so nicely with the silk, because they're such like a natural material. But it also means that every single one is unique, so every blazer has a different button. And then on the back there's this really nice adjustable belt, which means that you can cinch it tighter or have it really loose, so you can wear the thing a bit more oversized if you want to. And on the sleeves, if you turn this way a little, this opens, so like when you're moving, your wrist like naturally falls into that part.
This is so cool. Ergonomic design.
Yeah. The trousers they also have that adjustable element on the back here, and then when you open that, there's an internal button fastening on the inside so that you can adjust the waist to be like what you need it to be that day or that moment. You know, like I find that at the start of the day my body's a little bit smaller, and by the end of the day I've eaten lots of food, so I loosen my trousers out as I should. I love it.
It's great. It's so comfortable, and it just falls in such a nice way.
And then in the hem there's also this zip so that you can wear them so that they have more of a straight leg appearance, like if you were wearing like high heels then they'd like poke out the side.
I'm just shocked that you could think of this design. Like not you personally, but that someone could be like, oh, with a touch of a zip.
Yeah, it changes everything, doesn't it? It makes them into a whole new thing.
My stomach just growled because I was so excited by how much you can eat with these pants on.
I think I've always felt like a bit of an outsider from the fashion industry. Having my own brand means that, I just get to like focus in on that. Like the schedule that I work to isn't necessarily the same as a typical fashion schedule. The way I'm working is a bit different. I'm quite a stubborn person, and I feel like having my own brand allows me to be really stubborn, which is really good. I feel like the future of the fashion industry, I think, is hopeful because it really has to change a lot in a lot of ways, especially when it comes to sustainability. I hope that if someone looks at my brand and has another brand, that they are encouraged to be transparent about their processes, because I think that's really the core of like achieving sustainability, is just like showing people what they're actually buying and investing in, so that people can make choices accordingly. So I don't know if that really answers your question.
No, I really like that answer actually, because I feel the same way about the film industry. You know? I've worked in the film industry for many years now, and I've been performing for a long time, and there's so many things about this industry that I love, and that's mostly the work that it puts out. But there's so many processes that I absolutely just cannot stand by. And I think making my own work, creating my own things, it's just really given me this power, not in a intense like I need the power way. It just like room to it makes me feel less helpless about where this industry is going, because I know even though I'm a tiny drop in a huge industry, what I'm doing is important to me, and it's meaningful, and the way I do it is in a way that I think is right. For sure. And then you'll attract people that also have that belief to that, and then that will grow. It's amazing.